Hello fellow pilgrims, Matthew Armstrong here,
And Victoria and Indigo Phoenix.
and we recently completed the Camino de Santiago, and we've had a number of questions, quite a few questions that people have been asking on our video logs. You can check out our vlog just right here, and so we're going to answer them each in each successive video, and instead of putting them all into one 30 or 45 minute video where your question might be after 30 minutes and you're not interested in the rest. We're going to make just small, short videos with each question to get answered, so then you can just go through each one and find out which question you need answered from our experience on the Camino. Sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the first one that obviously we've had quite a bit of experience with is what's it been like walking with a baby or a child on the Camino. What is it possible? Can you do it? And what do you need to know? I think some of the main things to consider about bringing a child or a baby on the Camino is what time of year to do it. Obviously, if you're doing it in the summertime or in peak season, there's going to be tons of other people on the Camino. You're going to be staying in albergs that are completely packed, and so that's to be taken into consideration. Are you going to be staying in an alberg where you're all huddled together, where there might not be beds, things like that? One of the reasons we did it in the winter time was because Indigo, we're going to be in albergs where there's going to be very few people in. So even if Indigo is teething, sometimes they could put us in give us a room of our own. We just didn't want to be in a place that was very, very packed full of people with him, because he draws so much attention anyway. So that was one of the main things to think about. Of course, as well, keeping him covered. If it's summertime, you got to keep him covered from the sun. Winter time, you got to keep him warm and dry from the elements. So how we handled that with him is we used the Ergo baby carrier, which was just absolutely phenomenal. Just did the trick. That's it there. Ergo baby, organic. That's just excellent. And again, you want to see us in action with that, just check out the vlogs that we made about it. We carried him. Victoria carried him mainly through the whole Camino, just with this here alone. So up till 2 years old, you can carry them on that at least. Use one of those, and to keep him warm and dry, you had first of all, like a windproof jacket on over the top, so it zipped up round where his feet is, because the feet can get cold because they're dangling down. So that wrapped around there, and then Victoria also had this big thick fleece wrapped around her front, and the hood of it would come up over him, so he had sometimes 3 or 4 different hoods on and hats on to keep him really warm. And then when the weather got really bad, we bought some ponchos in Burgos, and without the ponchos we just couldn't have done it. When the rain came in sideways, 40-mile-per-hour winds, without the ponchos it wouldn't have happened. So we got these really cool ponchos. Again, you want to see the design of those ponchos that was able to zip up and give him space inside. That's on the vlogs as well that we made. So that's how the only way we could have done it in winter is with that type of thing, with the Ergo, with all the different types of clothing wrapped around, with the ponchos. And he loves walking, so it just depends on your child. It depends on your child. When you put your child into a carrier, does your child start crying and not like it, or do they love it? He loves it. So an older child, if they can walk, absolutely. We not met, but we heard about and we saw photographs of a Canadian woman who had a 4-year-old boy, and he had his own little mochila on, his own little backpack, his own little stick, and he walked, as far as I know, he walked the whole Camino, this 4-year-old young boy. So it depends on your child or your baby, and it depends on you. We ended up having to carry a lot of weight. Victoria's carrying Indigo, he's almost 10 kilograms. I had to carry then the 3 of us equipment, which is 30 kilograms. So it all comes down to the person. I don't think you can take a pushchair over the whole Camino. Some people take a pushchair.
It's like those cruiser kids where you can actually, they're made for that kind of terrain, but still I think there's certain places on the Camino that you might not be able to take a pushchair.
Yeah, there are some places where there's stepping stones across rivers, and it's very rocky underfoot and steep steps, and then a pushchair would be a hindrance in those sort of areas, right?